guys, welcome back to Bubbly and Blazers, your favorite business girlies podcast. I'm Ainsley, and we're here with Shayla today. And we were thinking for today's episode, we'll just do like a little life update, talk about, hot girl summer is incoming, and yeah, I just want to know about some of like Shayla's ventures that are coming up, tell you guys some of my exciting things that have been happening and coming up. So yeah,
Basically, we
let's
haven't had a good catch up. So we're going to use
bas
this podcast
yeah,
to catch up with everyone.
basically. And we think it's relevant because hopefully you're a fan of us because we're a
And
fan of each other.
we're each other's number one fan. And I think
Yeah.
that's all that
Like,
matters
yeah,
here.
tell me what's been going on. Tell me what's coming up.
But I feel
So
like
yeah.
this, for those that like are new listening, this is kind of how our podcast started, was you
Yeah.
and I having these chats at a
Yes.
coffee shop
Yes.
and thinking, like I think a lot of people, we should record this. People would love this content.
We gotta put this on the internet. Like somebody's gonna listen to it. And the 3 listens per episode we get on
Uh,
average. What are
we're
we
up
up
to
to?
we're up to 20.
No, really? Oh
Yes.
my God, I
Yes.
literally feel so famous. To
So
what?
thank you for everyone listening right now.
We appreciate you.
Our numbers are
Um,
growing.
yeah, this
But we will never forget the first 20 people that listen to
that
us.
yeah, and you're everything to us, and we wish you a very hot girl summer or a hot boy summer. Um,
Yeah,
yeah.
shout out to our male listeners who
Yes.
tune in every week.
Love, love,
It
love,
takes a
love,
very
love.
confident man to listen to Bubbly and Blazers podcast out loud
Yes.
in the car,
Yep.
windows down,
Love.
volume 40. That's what I imagine. Like,
Just cranked. You and me cranked on full volume. I love it. I love the sound of my own voice. So why shouldn't everyone else?
I think
This
so.
sounds actually crazy. But anyways, let me have a sip of coffee. I'm caffeinating myself.
Ooh.
It's 4:53 p.m. when we're recording this right now.
It's gonna
And
get wild,
it's gonna
guys.
get wild.
Coffee at
This is
5 p.m.
my first coffee of the day.
Oh my God, I would be up until 3 a.m.
I can this can segue into my first part of my life update.
Okay, yes,
Is
hit
that
us.
I recently started with Red Bull as a student marketeer.
Yes.
So I've been obviously getting a lot of Red Bulls, and I've always been like, I never like okay, so I never really drank coffee in high school. You know how like kind
Yeah,
of high school like people that's kind of like the age where people like start kind of like rolling up with their like iced lattes.
right.
I was like more of like a iced chai kind of girl. Anyways,
Yes.
I'm veering off of like the point. But basically like ever since I started drinking coffee, like I really feel like caffeine like doesn't necessarily like it's just like a drink I enjoy. It'll
Mm,
give me a little boost,
hmm.
but it will not stop me from sleeping. Nothing
Wow.
stops me from sleeping.
Wow.
Except for noise. I will say noise.
Okay.
I do need to have a good set of earplugs. But like there's no stimulant,
Hmm.
well, that I've tried, that keeps me from getting a good night's slumber. A fun fact about me, I love sleeping. I love a nap.
Mm.
I love like a good 10-hour sleep. Like I sleep the amount like a child probably needs to sleep.
My favorite thing about you, I think, is that for Halloween you went as the Sleepy Time tea bear.
Yes. Oh my gosh. That was such an elite
And it was
costume.
the cutest costume.
Thank you so much. Usually I hate Halloween because it really challenges me creatively.
Hmm.
And I find it, I won't say stressful, but it's like I'm like, oh,
It
what am I
is.
gonna do? What am I gonna wear?
Yeah,
And I also just like don't want to spend that much money on a costume.
right.
Like I feel like I could go to a Halloween store and like do whatever and then it would be
Of
fine.
course.
But it's
Yeah.
like, do I want to do like 40 to $100 on something I'm never gonna wear again?
It's one night.
Ugh.
Yeah.
So this was a good costume because I was like, I had pieces. I did buy things for it,
You
but it was
had
like worth it.
pajamas.
Yeah, like I really had the vision like in my mind. So I loved it. But yeah, so I love a sleep, obviously. Um, but yeah, so caffeine doesn't inhibit me from sleeping. So I've come into the possession of lots of Red Bulls now that I've started
Yes,
working for the company.
right.
Love a Red Bull. Who doesn't like personally
Unfortunately, we weren't able to get them to sponsor today's
this
episode, but
episode?
But if you'd like
Um,
one, reach out to Ainsley. She's got
yeah,
your connection this summer.
exactly. Um, but yes, the other night, like I had like a little game night with my friends. It was like Sunday at 7. And I was like,
Yes.
well, I need a beverage. I need a refreshing something to sip on. I'm done with water for the day. I've hit my
Yeah.
water goal. I need something else.
Yeah.
So I literally cracked like a sugar-free Red Bull that I brought. And my friends were like, what are you doing? Like it's literally 7 p.m. on Sunday. Like
Yeah.
what would possess you to drink a caffeinated beverage at this hour? And I was like, this is gonna have me feeling really good right now,
Hmm.
and it's not going to be a problem for me by the time 9:30, 10 p.m. rolls around. I was like, I guarantee it. And lo and behold, I had a lovely sleep that night.
What time did you fall asleep at?
Probably 10. I've been trying for 10
That's
lately.
wow. I'm
Yeah.
impressed. That's a strength.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I probably had a nap earlier in the day too.
Wow.
It's wild.
I'm envious.
Some
Okay, well
some
tell us more about the Red Bull job. Like
yeah,
what aspects are you loving so far? What makes
yeah.
you excited about it?
Yeah, so it just started.
Okay.
Um it's very exciting because it's a big company. So I'm super
Hmm.
excited. I've worked for a lot of like small businesses in the past,
Hmm.
which I love.
Hmm.
I've done a lot of different industries.
Hmm.
Um, but this is like the first like kind of like global brand. So I'm super
Yeah.
excited about that.
I think there's so much that
Um,
you can learn from a huge corporation and being so
yeah,
young in your career, it's nice to have both experiences.
exactly. So I'm so excited. So I love small business.
Hmm.
You can learn so much there. But yeah, just even like just everything is so like by the books, and there's like a plan for everything because it's like they operate in all these different countries. So it's like, yeah, it's very interesting to see the other side of how a big business like that works. So
Yeah.
I'm excited to continue to kind of check that out.
Yeah.
um and obviously it's such an exciting brand too. Like there's so much going on the, like, obviously my position is focused on the product.
Hmm.
Um what I do is like a lot of the sampling. So we drive the Mini Cooper, if you've ever seen the Mini Cooper.
Yes.
We've
What
got
playlists are you blasting?
honestly a lot of indie music these days,
Okay.
like just like cute little like driving music. But I know, no,
Yes.
I literally like I'm like, we'll see. Maybe we'll get some like Charlie XCX like full volume bumping around town. Um, but yeah, so we're all about kind of like promoting the product and getting a little bit of consumer feedback.
Hmm.
So it's like kind of also like my first official like business like role.
Hmm.
I'm it's a marketing function.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm just super excited about that. Yeah, I don't know where I was going with that. But yeah, I'm just like excited to kind of, yeah, just get to know the brand even more and more and see how it works. And
And what a fun
um
way to do it. Like,
yeah. Oh my
yeah.
God, I love it. I was saying to the girl I've been working with, like, because sometimes you'll be stopped at like a red light and like people are like waving and like so
Yeah.
excited, and it's like you literally forget, like, because you're just like, I'm in a vehicle, like
Right.
I'm
I'm
driving from point A
driving.
to point B,
Yeah.
you know, like,
Yeah.
and it's
It's
like
like,
you're
oh,
like,
right.
right, we have a giant can on the back of this thing. And it's not all glamorous. I was like, we got to keep the
Mm.
car clean. So
Mm.
washed the car for the first time a couple weeks ago. So that was like really hilarious too, because I'm like, I've got the soap brush at the car
Oh
wash and
my
I'm like scrubbing
gosh.
the can, and I'm like,
Please tell me someone's recording for their social media. Like, how cute would that be?
it's keeping the can fresh, keeping it clean. So yeah, so that's what I'm doing. Yeah, I've been also doing a little bit of part-time email marketing with a local business. And then also this week, because I'm trying to like fill my week. So like a lot of these are like little part-time gigs,
Hmm.
which is incredible. The Red Bull thing continues through the school year. I'm so excited to kind of continue with that. But
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I like really want a bunch of work hours. So I ended up through a friend, I'm bottling juice as well, fruit juice.
Oh,
So yeah, I've got some wild gigs going on this summer.
I love that.
But I'm loving it.
You never know where these like experiences are going to lead you, or down the road looking back at
Yeah.
it, being like, huh, that actually was, I don't know, worth my time, or it
Oh, a
paid off in
thousand
this way.
percent. I think so. Like, I did like a seasonal position at a winery like a couple years back.
Mm.
And so this is like again going into
See?
this.
Yeah, paying off. That
Yeah,
experience is
it's
going to transition into this
literally it's like exactly the same thing except instead of like alcohol, we're doing
juice.
just like juice, like fruit juice. Um, and so it's super interesting, like seeing the production side of like again, like okay, I'm handing out these Red Bulls like somewhere wherever they're being made. I think Austria they're brought in from.
Hmm.
Um, there's people doing a similar process, right? Like canning,
Yeah.
bottle, whatever. So it's like it's kind of interesting to I always think that's interesting seeing like you go to buy your little bottle of juice on the corner store. It's like, okay, well, there was people, put making sure the lids are on and making sure
Yeah.
the labels are on and like the juice is being pasteurized and heated and it's like, oh, okay, like who would have thought, right? So I
Yeah.
don't know. I always think stuff like that's kind of interesting. So that's what
Oh,
that's what I
100%.
got going on.
I think too, like think of all the people you're going to like meet. And I
Yeah,
know like some people listening are probably like, oh, whatever. But like honestly, like jobs are what you make of them. And I think like
exactly.
there's a great opportunity here if you're meeting interesting people, like I
Hmm.
don't know, connecting with them on socials, like
Yeah.
trying to link up in other ways, like who
Hmm.
knows?
Exactly. It's like, yeah, you never know. And exactly, you meet people with such cool stories
Hmm.
and yeah, it just inspires you.
I think this is so exciting. Maybe we should
Yeah.
do like a live
The juice
podcast and
episode.
Red Bull. Walk the streets.
We like podcast while we're hello. Would you be interested in a ice cold beverage and a little interview? Oh my God, crazy.
Not gonna lie, I've never had a Red Bull.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh my God, should I ask you my consumer resistance questions?
please do.
Um, okay. Is there any particular reason for that?
I think so. I'm the opposite of you. Caffeine affects me like
Badly.
so, yeah. And not necessarily in a bad way, I guess, like a great
Yeah.
way in the sense that I
Mm-hmm.
have a cup of coffee and I'm like, woo, ready to
Woo!
go. Um, so I think I've always been a little nervous about what would happen if I started drinking energy drinks.
Okay, so well, fun fact about Red Bull that a
Yes.
lot of people do not know,
Yeah.
and are surprised to know, a Red Bull, the 250 milliliter cans are
Hmm.
about the same amount of caffeine as a small drip coffee.
I was gonna say I wouldn't be
So it's
surprised if they
not,
had less co or less
yeah,
caffeine than coffee does.
yeah. So
Mhm.
it's not. I mean, there's some other beverages on the market that like, I think like Celsius and the. I'm literally pulling this out of the thin air, but I'm
We
pretty
did not
sure.
prep that, yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure that like there's a brand in the States where it's like they operate in Canada, but they have to like have less caffeine than they do in the States because
Mm.
the Health Canada was like you can't sell that. Like
That's
that's a heart
illegal.
attack. Yeah, that's you're gonna give someone a heart attack. Like I definitely think yeah, that there's some other products on the market that are like quite caffeinated,
That
which
wouldn't
if
surprise
that
me.
works for you, do your thing, but
Yeah.
yeah. So
Hmm.
that's a fun fact.
I'm excited to see where this leads
Yeah.
you.
Oh my God, I can't wait to see you in a couple weeks. I'm gonna bring you some.
Yeah.
Ah!
We'll film a pod right after I have
Literally. No,
it.
we'll film you taste testing. Because this
Yeah.
is the thing too, like we were talking the other day, it's like what does a Red Bull taste like? Like it's got its
Mm.
own flavor and
Mm.
it's hard to like describe.
Okay.
But then there's also the flavored ones too, which are really good.
Oh,
So we've
look
got
at
lots
that.
to work with here. Lots for you to sample.
Love that.
You're like, please don't kill me. Never. Would never. You're gonna love it.
I'm
So
excited.
yeah. So what have you been up to? I know you went to a tech seminar, is that the right word, last week?
I went to a tech conference.
Oh, tell
Yes.
us about.
Very exciting. So I, as most of you know, like started my business this year
Mm-hmm.
and I've been finding in my business, I've been doing a lot of like automation and working with AI and different software programs. And I got this ad on Instagram for this tech conference that was coming to Vancouver.
Love.
Yeah, and I thought, that's interesting. And so I looked at tickets and Not gonna lie, they're a little expensive,
You're like,
especially given the state of where my business is at right now.
we're in the grassroots operations here,
We're
y'all.
in the startup. Yep, yep.
It's a startup.
It's a startup. And so one of my friends actually, he recommended, he was like, well, why don't you volunteer at it? And I was like, oh, that's a great thought.
You're like,
Um,
sorry, I'm the volunteer queen. Like, I,
yeah,
um,
why did I not think of
yeah,
this?
what? Yeah, okay, I was gonna do that already.
So I reached out to them, and so I volunteered for 2 shifts, which meant that I got a free pass for one of the days that I got to attend, and it was so good. Like both my volunteer experience and my actually attending experience was amazing. Um, so I think one of the biggest takeaways right now that and again, like I feel like the tech world is all very new to me. Even I say it's new to me, but
Mm-hmm.
it's really like I've been doing a lot of it for the last, I don't know,
Yeah,
7, 8 years. I just don't consider myself maybe in that industry, but having heard all the talks and stuff, I was like, oh yeah, I know about
yeah,
this, or I'm familiar with this concept. And
right.
so I was like, actually, this is a good spot for me to be in.
Mm-hmm.
Um, one of the things that I found very interesting, a lot of the talks had a similar message in that, there's so many great tools out there right now, and everyone's very excited about automation and AI and how it
Mm-hmm.
can transform businesses and all these things. But we're forgetting that we need to still start with a problem that we're trying to fix
Yeah,
because a lot of people are just kind of throwing these tools at things and thinking that it's going
yeah,
to like solve all their problems or that it's going to transform their business or their everyday life. And they're forgetting that, like, okay, yes, tech is great, but it still has to have a purpose.
yeah.
And like, I really appreciated that point because I think there is a lot of noise out there right now about all these
Mm-hmm.
platforms and all these things it can do, but people are forgetting that like for something to be effective, it needs to have a purpose. And so going
Yeah.
back to that initial concept. So I really appreciated that messaging. Um, and then honestly, they had a whole expo floor that was full of like startup companies,
Love.
companies that are in like beta testing, alpha
Ooh,
testing, all
I don't
these.
even know what that means.
Me neither.
You're like, yes, okay, beta,
It's
okay,
like
alpha.
beta, yeah.
Woo!
I didn't know there was tech sororities.
You're like, I'm looking for an alpha male.
Could you point me in the right direction?
Don't you have
Um,
someone on staff?
so yeah, it was really neat to get to see all these companies with ideas again, trying to fix problems out there. And how they're marketing themselves. They're trying to find investors, they're trying to make connections, they're trying to just find clientele, even.
Cool.
Is really inspiring. And I would say my third takeaway was one of the very first talks that I went to. And I think this will hit for anyone that's kind of like starting in business or is thought about maybe opening their own business at one point or another. One of the guys in the very first talks I listened to kind of went on a bit of a tangent, but one of his last points in it was in Canada, we really don't celebrate entrepreneurship and we
Mm,
don't champion small business.
mm-hmm.
And it was really interesting because he said, like, can anyone in this room name a successful small business owner? Or can anyone name like a Canadian brand that is like started from grassroots and scaled up?
Mm-hmm.
He's like,
Yeah.
probably not. Or maybe you think of one. He's
Mm-hmm.
like, in the States, they worship business people.
Yeah.
And he said, like here we do have like very iconic Canadian figures, like he mentioned, Terry Fox, amongst others.
Yeah.
He's like, and that's great. We need space for them too, but we don't really champion small business owners. And I thought it was a really
Mm-hmm.
interesting point. And I couldn't help but feel really inspired leaving the conference because here you are with 15,000 people that are
Yeah.
all similar mindset and all in the same space. And you're like, wow, okay, like I'm not alone with the struggles I'm feeling, or here's how they got through this pain point, or sharing ideas, or just connecting with one another. It can feel very lonely. So I
Mm-hmm.
really like that point of it too. It was a fun, just like meet people and connect with others.
I love that. That's
Hmm.
so exciting. It looked like to your post, maybe that's what you're talking about with the kind of the idea situation and the testing, but it kind of looked like trade show as
Yes.
well. Was that kind of an element of it?
So that was more of the like startup businesses
Right.
and the
Okay.
yeah, the ones in beta testing and alpha. I'm still pretending I know what those means
I
and
know
I
I
have no
love.
idea.
I love it. No, that's so cool. That's
Yeah.
incredible. Yeah, it's definitely an interesting time, right? Like I'm
Mhm.
in school, I'm kind of in the beginning of that journey. You hear a lot of noise about like not using AI
Mhm.
um in those contexts, which totally makes sense. But yeah, it's like entering into doing a little more work in the industry now this summer. It's like we are using chat, we're using AI to kind of help us with our tasks. And so it's definitely an interesting time and a time of a lot of learning for sure.
Yeah.
So that's cool. That's such a great opportunity. I love.
Yeah, so I would say like my biggest takeaway, or I already said my biggest takeaways, but I would say
My
one,
fourth. I have
my
so
four,
many.
I have more.
You're like, I loved it. I'm a tech girl.
I would say like one of my biggest, maybe lessons, we'll say, we'll rephrase
Yeah.
it. One of my biggest
Okay.
lessons is if you're ever thinking about doing something, like
Yes.
just do it. Like put
Yeah.
yourself in those situations where maybe you feel like you don't belong, but you're curious about or interested in learning more about because
Mm-hmm.
I just had it was kind of one of those late night doom scrolls, saw this
Yeah.
ad and thought, oh, that kind of sounds interesting, and then followed through with it. And I'm so glad I did.
Yeah, especially like a conference because it's like, it's not like you're up there presenting. Like
Yeah.
you can just listen and maybe you find it interesting, maybe you don't, maybe you take something away, maybe you don't. Like,
Hmm.
but I don't think you're ever like, yeah, you're never wasting your time when you're hearing an expert speak. I'm like a really big fan of that.
Yeah.
My friend's a dental hygienist and it's like a
Mm.
really big thing in their industry.
Hmm.
Um, they have like a yearly dental conference and it's like you're pretty much expected to go and it's a
Hmm.
big opportunity to like yeah meet players in the industry but um also just like learn and so she had a very similar experience. She's like, yeah, we just signed up for all these talks and we there was a ton and we got to pick what we thought would be interesting and just like hearing from what different people do and things you've never thought of. It's just fascinating to kind of learn someone's perspective. It's like being in
Definitely.
school again,
Oh yeah.
learning
It's
something
always
new.
good to learn. Always good to learn.
Yeah, I love.
Okay, so tell us what else you've got going on this summer, outside of work. What
Yeah,
fun
so
things?
for me it's very it's yeah, it's camping in June. I'm very excited.
Okay,
I'm
fun.
trying to get more and more into camping.
Nice.
I have a trip to Stampede booked for July. I'm
Yes.
so excited. That's like my
Yes.
big trip of the summer.
I love that.
Yeah, like love country music. Love having a few drinks.
Love a parade.
Love a parade. Yes. Oh my God, I forgot. So I'm very excited. It's like we're going to a few different concerts. We're gonna go to the parade. I
You
love
might be the only one to like go to Stampede for the parade.
Okay, I wouldn't say I'm exclusively going for the parade, but I'm definitely like I picked my weekend. I was like, we're going to the first weekend because I want to be at the parade. But I love a parade, like a float,
Yes.
like throwing the goodies. I love
Coming from a small town that did a huge Canada Day parade every single year, I can
that's
also appreciate a parade.
yeah, that's got some
Yes.
character. Like
Yes.
nobody does a parade anymore.
It's true. It's kind of a dying art.
It is. And it's like, yeah, I think we need to bring it back. I'm going to Calgary to appreciate the parade.
Put this into your Red
Um
Bull research. Get them to start a parade.
yeah. Guys, I've got an incredible idea. But could you imagine like you get all the
Yeah.
athletes like and there's like yeah, like they sponsor Phil Wizard. I think he's from Vancouver. I could be
Okay.
wrong, but he's like he was the one who won gold at in the Olympics for breakdancing. Like can
Oh.
you imagine him just like rolling in the middle of a parade doing his cool dance tricks? That would be unreal.
On a moving platform, I can't see anything going wrong with that.
Or like I don't know, like you see that in parades sometimes. Like sometimes a
Yeah.
parade isn't just a float. Like you've
No,
got like
no.
the marching band going in,
Hmm.
or like the rip. I'm thinking like really old, like
We went from nothing to full on event.
full on. Yeah, like I'm brainstorming right now.
This
No,
is
I'm
how you
like
know you're a business girly is when you see a moment and you
like
turn it into an opportunity.
I have a vision. I'm Steve Jobs. I have a vision. Parade. So yeah, so parade. Gonna go to the rodeo, of course.
Yes.
And what else are we gonna do? Oh, and then the rides. I love that. I've been
Okay.
thinking about. I haven't been to like kind of like a country fair since
Okay.
I was like a
Cute.
child.
Cute.
Yeah, like we went to one in Armstrong every year. I don't know
Oh, yeah, I
how
love that one.
familiar with people are with the IPE.
If you haven't been,
It's pretty good. So I'm expecting that this will just be like that, but times like a million. So I'm
yeah.
and I can have a couple bevs.
Mm-hmm.
So it's gonna be incredible.
So
So I'm pretty excited
fun.
about
So
that.
fun.
Yeah, and I also have a little Alberta road trip with my mom for the end of the summer.
Oh,
So
I love that.
yeah, so I was
Going
born in
country.
I'm going country this summer. Canada first. Yeah, no, I was born in Edmonton and but we moved to like Kelowna years and years and years ago.
Mm.
And my mom's never been back to Edmonton. And it's been
Whoa.
like 18 years, so
Wow.
we're
Okay.
gonna we're gonna go check it out.
So
But we're gonna do it like road
fun.
trip style and
Uh,
start like go through like southern BC, southern Alberta and then up.
oh, I love that.
Just to do something different. I don't there's so much
Yeah,
like beauty in our country
there is.
and I don't know if everybody else feels the same way, but you start to like get onto like your routes that you always take, right? Like it's like, oh,
Hmm.
we're going to Vancouver for the weekend.
Hmm.
Perfect.
And then you just like
Okahala,
tunnel
same.
vision the whole
Yeah.
time.
And
Yeah.
it's like I love it.
Hmm.
It's gorgeous, but it's like the
Hmm.
same thing. So it's like I think it's gonna be fun to take a new highway, see some new little towns.
Spice it up a little bit.
Yeah, see some I don't know, we were adding to our list the other day. There's like a Buffalo Head World Heritage Site. I don't know what that's all about. We're going to Drumheller. I love a
Oh,
dinosaur
fun.
museum.
Yes.
And there's so many like cool little provincial parks there with like all the rock formation and such. So it's
Oh,
gonna
I
be
love
good.
that. I love
Yeah.
that. So
And
wholesome.
I'm getting back on my dating grind.
Oh,
Well, I'm
okay.
trying. I'm trying. I'm trying.
Tell us about this. Tell us about this. How's it going?
We're back on the apps.
Okay.
Despite hating on the apps for the last like 12 months.
I don't know
But
if there's
yeah,
another option these days.
no.
You kind of have to embrace it.
Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know. We're just looking for like honestly fun
Yeah.
and getting ourselves out there and we're feeling good about ourselves. So,
Hmm.
that's kind of the vibe right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any like potential dates? How's the whole?
We got a couple, nothing
Okay.
concrete planned, but we're we're chatting. We're
Honestly, it's hard.
It's
Like,
hard. It's like a stranger. But like I don't know, is there
yeah.
any other exactly like is there any other way to do it? Like you
Because you don't
literally
want to, like, you want to show you're interested.
Yeah.
So you want to spend time with them. But then you're also like, I don't know how this is going to go. So do I want to give up a Friday night with my
Yeah. Oh my God,
girlfriends?
you literally took the words. This is honestly my dilemma right now. That's so true.
So my friend Anya
Okay.
has this rule, which I actually love, is that she won't do a first date on a Friday, Saturday night.
Okay, I love.
Because that should be
That's prime
for
time.
exactly. And someone needs to prove their worth to you before they get slotted in on a Friday or Saturday.
I'm
And I
obsessed.
absolutely love that.
Okay, so that's what I was thinking and I was like, am
Hmm.
I kind of being like harsh or am I like, I don't know. I
No.
was overanalyzing it, but I like that. I'm glad that
Yeah.
other people feel the same way.
I also think there's too much pressure on a Friday or Saturday night
Yeah.
date. Like you just because it's either going out with your girlfriends and having an amazing time
Yeah.
or it's this date and if the date goes bad, you feel
Then
like you've
you're
kind
like,
of wasted a Friday
yeah.
night.
Yeah. It's like the Chapel Roan song.
Yeah. So I feel like, so then I feel like dates during the week actually go better. This is
Yeah.
clearly based on science.
This is
They go better
personal research.
because there's less expectation of what's
Yeah.
going to happen that night. And so
I
you're
love
more
that.
like relaxed, comfortable. It just kind of like,
It's just like a chill meeting. Because that's the thing, like you're kind
yeah,
of meeting someone for the first time. It's like,
yeah,
let's meet on a Wednesday night. Like,
yeah.
what else were we gonna do? We were gonna watch Netflix. So it's like, let's do
That's
something
your first date.
fun. No, no. Oh my God, no.
Oh,
No, no, sorry. No, but you know what I mean? Like
no
it's like
judgment, no judgment.
Oh my God, hot girl summer. Um,
Oh, I see what you mean.
yeah,
You
I
would
mean like
typically be watching
yeah,
Netflix.
like
Yes. Okay.
so it's like okay, let's, do something, let's meet new people.
Yeah.
Isn't that like a thing? A stranger is just a friend you haven't met yet.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
What's your ideal first date? Well, like,
I
not to
don't
say it's
I
happened, but like what
yeah,
would
not to say
be
it's happened, but like what would be permanent? I don't know. I feel like actually like a coffee
yeah.
date probably. I don't like I don't like going out for drinks anymore because I'm like I feel
Mhm.
like if I'm going out for drinks like I want to have like at right now I want to have like a big night out. I want to be with my
Yeah.
friends. Like if I want to drink, I'm gonna make it worth it. I'm gonna get an Uber. That probably sounds makes me sound insane, but it's just like I'm just not
No.
that kind of person where it's like
Yeah.
I'll go out for like one drink. Like it's like I just don't want to do that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like and I'd rather like me and same thing like there's kind of like pressure over a drink. I feel
Hmm.
like I don't it's like so cliche like where a
Hmm.
coffee it's like you could be meeting anyone for coffee.
Yeah.
You could be having like a business meeting over coffee and it's like going to be maybe like a little nerve-wracking, a little awkward.
Hmm.
So it's like almost like familiar territory. You can meet, get a little drink,
Hmm.
have a chit chat. I feel like that's good.
Yeah.
What I would
I like a
say.
coffee. I like a coffee and a walk because I think
Yeah.
like you said, it's a little bit less pressure. It just feels more
Mm-hmm.
relaxed. I think also I'm like I do so many networking coffees
Yeah.
that
So you're like, yeah.
it's just like it feels like I know sounds awful. It just feels like business. Like it just feels like
No, but it's like it's more comfortable territory.
Yeah,
And I
exactly.
feel like that's like yeah, that's almost how I feel like with a drink. Like it's like I don't know, usually I'm like drinking because I'm partying, I'm with my friends. So it's like
Hmm.
sitting down and having like a chit chat drink with a stranger like feels really like strange to me, I think. So that's why I'm on the I agree. Like I think the
Yeah.
coffee thing is like familiar.
Yeah. It's also low commit, like kind of a low
Yeah.
commitment in the
Oh,
sense of like, which
you can just go home after.
one of my other friends said that maybe it's not a great idea because then you set the bar as to being,
Oh.
yeah, right? Interesting thought. If you start with something that's kind of lower, yeah, I don't
It's
know.
I mean,
But I also like it
yeah.
because it's short. Like if it's going well, you can extend it. If
Yeah.
it's going
You
bad,
can get out of there.
how quick can you drink a 12-ounce Americano?
I'm a slow coffee drinker. But that's good.
But
That
if you
gives
needed to.
I could chug. I'm trying to hydrate.
I think one of
Yeah.
my worst first date ideas was we went on a hike
Oh,
and
no, forest, like that's murder territory.
okay, yeah, so like not a great idea to begin with. It was a very popular hike, I will
Okay.
say.
Okay, she was safe.
But we got to the top and it was like, okay, do we take the short route down or the long route
Oh,
down? And the date was not going great, we'll say. I already knew I wasn't going to see him again. I
yeah.
don't know what he felt, but I
You're
already
like
knew.
you're like short route.
Yeah, so we went, and then I was like, which would you prefer? And he's like, let's take the long one. And I was like, oh, great. I
Yay!
think we said like 3 words to each other for the hour it took to walk down.
Or yeah, like
Yeah.
that's just like yeah, that's just too awkward. I don't it's probably like good for like exposure to awkward situations. But yeah, that's no bueno for me.
Yeah. Okay,
Well,
well, I'm
live and
excited. You
learn.
need to keep us updated
Yes,
on,
of course.
yeah,
Of course.
so fun.
Yes. How about you? How is life as a small business owner going? In the startup phase?
In the startup phase. Um, it's good. I feel like there's days where I question everything,
Yeah.
like literally any decision I have ever made in life. And then there's one client call will happen, or one prospect, or one coffee with someone, and I'm just like cloud nine on top of the world. This is the best decision I've made. And it's very much these like highs and lows. And they're starting to become a little bit more stable now that I've gotten some momentum. I've got a few clients I'm working with, which is super exciting. And I'm seeing like that I'm having an impact in their business, which is then making me feel more confident to be able to go out and approach more people. And they're telling people. So I've got momentum and it's really exciting, like time.
Yeah.
It's just still like, it can be very lonely.
Hmm.
And like, I've got
It's lonely at the top.
hard when you're just so successful and
Comment down below if anybody else is feeling that way.
But yeah, it can be like kind of lonely sometimes. You're
Mm,
just in your head a lot. You're
yeah.
and this can apply to I think a lot of different situations. I think one of the biggest lessons I've learned in starting this business is getting comfortable asking for help
Hmm.
and getting comfortable leaning on people when they offer to help,
Yeah.
making a point to be clear with people as to like what I need from them or what I
Sorry,
want.
my cat.
He's so
I'm listening to you.
cute. Because people want to help people, and I have so, like I said, I have so many incredible cheerleaders in my corner, both personally and professionally. And when I do have those moments where I'm needing something and I've taken the opportunity to reach out to those people, I feel so supported and um, connected. But it's learning to accept that. That's been the challenge.
Yeah.
And that's a me thing.
It's no, but I'm sure like so many people feel the same way. And
Hmm.
it's I think it's super brave to go out on your own and do your own thing, but like you said, like you know that the service you're providing is worthwhile, so um it'll come around. It's already coming around, right? It's only up from here.
It's
So,
coming around. And
yeah.
then, yeah, you just squeeze in all of else of life in between, which
Yeah.
is
Oh my
the fun part.
God. Just being always busy, like always grind.
Always something. I was saying my mom was here visiting, like for she had a layover in Vancouver, and so we met for dinner. And I was saying to her, I didn't realize like how much I was just doing and
Mm,
how I hadn't had a night to just do nothing.
yeah.
Like I always have something going on. And part of that was, moving to a new city, starting a business. You
Mm-hmm.
want to like just throw yourself into everything because you worry that if you don't, the alternative is that you're at home by yourself every night.
Yeah.
But now it's like, no, I actually need to like take time to rest. I actually need time to just be by myself. I need
100%.
to, yeah, kind of regroup and reset. So, yeah, you just kind of learn as you go through each phase and get more comfortable with that too and adjusting to new schedules.
Yeah. I'm sure it
Hmm.
changes all the time. Well, you're
Yes.
slaying.
Ah, thanks. So are you. I'm so excited for what
Thanks.
we have going on this summer. I
I
feel like
know
it's
this
been
is
such a
good.
big, like, couple weeks,
Yeah.
and we've got so much going on. Of course, the podcast too, which is always a fun
Always.
weekly yap.
The anchor of our ship. Speaking of rest,
Yes.
you have a little trip coming up. What do
I
you have going
do.
on this
I
summer? Like what's
do.
your on your outside of work, your fun times?
My fun time. I'm going to Italy.
So good.
I'm so excited. It was one of those moments where a friend was like, I want to go on a trip. I don't know where I want to go. I don't want to go by myself. And I was like, I'd be interested. Like, let me know where you think, when, like, blah, blah, blah.
Love.
And so we booked it spontaneously. Do I have the time, the means, or anything else to do it? I don't know. But
You're only young once.
you're only young once. And I think traveling is never a bad experience.
Mm,
And I think, like while we're young and can do all the things, like why not?
yeah.
You always figure it out. You always figure out a way to make more money if that's what you need. You always
Mm-hmm.
find a way to make a trip work. And so I just thought, you know what? This is an
Do it.
opportunity that if I don't do it, I'm going to look back on and wish I had. So we're
I
going
love
to
it.
Italy.
Oh, that's so exciting. You're gonna eat so much good food, see so much
Oh,
beauty. You're gonna come back
yes.
so recharged. That's gonna be so good. And I feel like too, yeah, like that's kind of the beauty of working for yourself
Mhm.
too. Um, you know, you can just go.
Yeah, I'll bring my
That's
laptop
awesome.
with me and
Yeah.
maybe do one or two things there.
Yeah.
Which again is a good kind of test because I think ultimately that would be a great goal is to travel and work.
When my influencing really takes off.
Maybe we'll
Yeah.
do the pod in Italy next year when we get
I
sponsored.
I mean, yeah. I saw one of my favorite influencers went to wherever they filmed the White Lotus season two,
Oh,
like I think
yes.
Taormina, Sicily or whatever, with San Pellegrino to try their new like I don't know beverages, and I was like,
Oh
I
my
want to go
goodness.
to there.
Oh my goodness. Well, if
So
every person listening right now could share this episode with a friend,
please, it's like a GoFundMe. We're like,
or
please send Shayla and I to Italy on a brand trip.
we promise we'll write postcards.
Yeah, we'll bring you guys San Pellegrino. Like I don't know. I'll bring souvenirs. Well,
Virtually, we can do a live,
yeah,
you
the
know.
Instagram content will be awesome. I don't see what I don't see any negatives, any cons. This is all good stuff to me.
All exciting things for all of us.
I love. Anything else for the summer?
Um,
To be determined.
to be determined. Yeah.
Love. I love that.
Yeah.
Spontaneous. Like you're obviously you're in your spontaneous era.
A
Like,
little
oh,
bit.
tech conference, oh, Italy, like
You know,
yes.
I have a golf tournament coming up that I organize. I do a charity golf tournament
Nice.
for in fundraising for Special Olympics. So I have that coming up. We're almost sold out, which is very
Yay.
exciting. Yeah. So that'll be really fun. And then I turned 30 this year. Or no, sorry,
Oh,
oh my God, I
29.
turned 30. I turned 29. I have one more year left before I turn 30 is what I meant to say.
This is Kate. All right. Like side note, this is what my mom did when she turned 50.
Yeah.
She was like her whole year that she was like 49, she's like, yeah, I'm 50. Like just to, like I don't know
Well,
if it was like warm you up to it. So
because I feel like people ask you like, "Oh, how old are you?" or whatever, and I don't know, once it turns the year or you get close
yeah,
to a birthday, you're kind of like,
29 feels fake.
yeah, like what do I
29.
say? I don't know. Anyway, oh my God. I'm
Oh
turning
my gosh.
29,
Okay. Whew.
so
One more year.
I'm thinking of doing like a little like I love a good like bucket list or like a goal
Yes.
list. 30 things before 30.
Okay,
Yeah.
are you a Bachelor girly? I don't know.
I do watch it from time to time,
Do you
yes.
know Joey like Graziday, I think his name is?
Yes.
He just did this. He did a 30 before 30. He
Oh
just
my
finished it.
gosh.
I think it was his 30th birthday like a couple weeks ago. Um, and it was like crazy, like cool stuff. I mean, again, like he's kind
Yeah.
of like in his influencer era, so
Yeah.
there's a little more like things going, but he had like skydive. I think he went skydiving. Like
Oh,
there was some cool stuff. So no, I love this idea. I
okay.
love a bucket list.
Me too. I love a list. I love
I love a
checking things off a
list.
list.
Yes. I know I'm like I have my bingo card for this year and I'm like what's next? What's getting accomplished next?
So
I
stay
love.
tuned. Stay tuned.
Okay.
And one more year before 30.
Yeah. Whew, sorry guys. Everyone was like,
False alarm.
"Whoa." Next year is the big party. Again, like we'll get a brand sponsored. I think
Yes.
like Alex Earl had that her birthday was like sponsored by Poppy. We could do like a brand birthday party for you.
Start working on Red Bull. Come on.
I have so many requests for this. I was like, I feel like you guys don't understand. Like I'm an employee. Like I don't think they want. My friends are like, what are the odds of us getting a fridge? I'm like, slim, I feel like, but yeah, like we'll all just stay positive. Like we'll just
Hey, if you can keep that backpack by the end of summer, I think that's a win.
they do you know what they told us in training? They're like, don't put the backpacks down because people want the backpacks. Like you have to actually be like locked in. Anyways.
Okay, well, I love it. I feel like we should wrap this episode.
Yeah, this is good here. Like birthday in a couple weeks, Italy, Stampede, good things. Like
And podcasts in
we're
between.
yeah, and we'll just keep you guys updated and all's well.
Amazing. Well, if you like this episode or you like other episodes better,
Let us know.
let us know. Don't
This
forget
was fun to
to
record though.
This
I
was
like this one.
fun. We hope you enjoyed it and we hope you got some content from it too. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, tell us what your plans are for summer.
Yeah.
We'd love to hear what you guys are up to and maybe give us some inspiration for our bucket list or our bingo
Yes.
sheets.
Yes.
And yeah, thanks for tuning in, guys. We hope you have a great rest of your day.
All right. Bye. Cheers.
Cheers.